Men's final was an exciting one to watch. Some of the biggest names of the sport, led by two-time world champ Greg Long into this final. Billy Kemper trying to do the unthinkable, backing up a consecutive title on his home break. And also Grant Twiggy Baker coming into this one world #1 on the rankings.
Yeah, you know, we were trying to kind of pick winners in our heads before this this final started, and I was thinking, okay, Greg Long, he's going to do his thing. He's going to be consistent. He's going to get a couple of high scores. He's going to sit on that north wall and chip in, maybe get barreled. The difference was he didn't get that bonus barrel in the end. A couple of nice late drops, but that barrel is always going to give you the extra points.
It was impressive to see that start. Just kind of like he predicted, Ross. He got those bombs. High eights, back-to-back. Just clean, clinical form from Greg. This was his 8.93, and things got a little dicey on that drop.
Yeah, he had a couple of big bumps. There's fresh trade winds today, and that trade wind, it's going to create some chatter. So it's not just about charging and pulling in the barrel. You got to really handle your business and kind of handle all those moguls on the wave. You can see, though, that this was the wave of the event. Look how smooth that face is. It enabled Billy to draw a super aggressive bottom turn. He got just enough rail in the water to pull into that shack right there, an easy 10.
Absolutely shacked, a huge cavern. Only guys like Billy know what it looks like inside here at Piahi. That was the 10-point ride. Grant Twiggy Baker kept on hunting. Remember, he had to pull his vest the wave before, lock into this beauty. This kept him in contention for a big win today.
Hey, he's just a calculated beast. Much like Greg Long, we knew he'd get a couple of bombs. He's so skilled. He's got the skills to make really heavy late drops, but not quite finding that perfect wave. It was just Billy Kemper's day. Not only does he charge, he performs, but he put himself in the right spot at the right time. He had that great rhythm we always talk about. And for him to be back-to-back victories here at Piahi, you know, he's in a league of his own.
An absolute dream for the local boy named Billy Kemper, growing up along some of his best friends like Matt Miola, Albie Lair, the guys that pushed him the most out here at Piahi, to call himself the best at this wave. 2 consecutive seasons, perfect 10 in the final. We saw that set coming with about 10 seconds to go. We're thinking, okay, is Greg going to get a chance? Is Twiggy?
Yeah.
It goes to Kemper. What does he do? Stalls, pulls in 907. Inflates his vest and celebrates in the channel. Now let's take a moment to hear from the man from this beautiful island of Maui, the back-to-back champion, Billy Kempers, with Peter Mel.
Hey, Billy, felt like deja vu, kiddo. We're back here in the same boat, in the same colored jersey, different day, and you're a champion of the Piahi Challenge once again. How are you doing this?
I don't know, man. You don't change what works. That's something I've learned, and this year's been totally different for me. So last year I came into this event fighting a gnarly cold, gnarly sinus infection, fevers. This year I'm going on like 8 weeks of training 7 days a week with Kaya Hart. I got Matt Chan working with me as a nutritionist. Like, I've never felt this good in my life. So I came here to do the same thing I did last year, and it worked.
It sure did. $25,000 once again, champion of the Piahi Challenge. You're the only winner here at Jaws.
Feels good. Let's keep it that way for the next 10 years, and I'll pass it to the next kid. But yeah, like I said, I grew up here. This is my bread and butter. This is my backyard. I've blood, sweat, and tears. I actually hit the reef on my last wave. But yeah, this is what I grew up to do, and I love it, and I ain't gonna change it for anything.
Big thank you to Samsung Galaxy for sponsoring and helping us out here on the World Surf League. There's also GoPro, Airbnb, Jeep Vehicles, and of course Tag Heuer, where you get another watch. And again, a champion.
Now.
A champion, and congratulations.
Thank you so much. I want to say thank you to this guy right here for making it happen. Pete Mel, Gary Linden, the whole WSL crew. I mean, this couldn't have happened without you guys and everyone who put their time into this event. Thank you. It's truly a blessing to have the best big wave event in the world in my backyard, and I can't say I've never been so happy in my life. I'm over the moon, and I'm sure I'll kick in when I get to go see my son. So he's up on the cliff with my fiance, and I'm over the moon to see them. And yeah, thank you to everyone who's ever supported me. I love you guys, and hard work and dedication is proven fact of victory.
Take that, kids. Take that, kids. Listen to this one. All right, Joe, Ross, everyone, on behalf of the channel, we're going to send it back up to you guys.
Thank you so much, Pete Mel, our commissioner. Well done, well called, and a well-executed day today in some crazy, radical conditions as we just feel that energy from a back-to-back champion in Billy Kemper. What a role in itself to go back-to-back on any event in the world. Not to say an event called Piahi in his second edition ever. He's the only man that can say he's won this event.
That's huge. I mean, he can flex over a lot of big wave riders, and that's not an easy neighborhood to flex in. So for Billy, wow, you know, he can ride that into the sunset if he wants. But he just said, hey, I got another 10 years in me until I'll pass it on to some youngster. So it's cool to see him with so much drive. He talked about his nutrition, training. You know, he seems like he's going to be focused for a long time.
Really impressive, and obviously why this event keeps us on our toes is on the other side of those brilliant rides. There's the horrific wipeouts. You can look away if you want. There's going to be some carnage played throughout the day today, and a lot of it was because of that crazy wind factor that ended up throwing some of the best off their big wave guns. Let's have a look, Ross.
Oh, that was nasty. I think that first wipeout was Paige. That's the one where she slid down the face. It's so heavy when you slide down the face out here because odds are you're going to have a little look at the barrel as you're sliding into oblivion. It's so spooky.
As you see, they're all wiping out in different ways. That wind, though, was so vicious. And sometimes you're thinking, okay, maybe they're out the back. Almost every single time they're getting sucked up and picked over the falls. Is any wipeout compared to what Laura's looked like today?
Yeah, no, we want to see Laura's. That was the one where she got drawn over the falls. That was so heavy. That right there was nuts. So who was that in the green?
That was impressive to see that control, and all of a sudden, bottom dropping out. Also, Dejo Connell trying to fight his way out from underneath. Francisco, the one before, goofy footer with total commitment, grabbing his rail, and it went weightless. No thanks to any of those.
I think Francisco won. If you're watching, Francisco, we need to give you just a mini Tag Heuer watch or something because that was the wipeout of the day. But Laura, you know, that was nuts too.
Interesting to see if any of those wipeouts in the jersey will be at the Big Wave Awards that WSL puts on each and every year. And usually Tag Heuer gets involved in that as well. Some of these guys live for wipeouts because they want to feel that fear, get it out of the way, because there's a lot on the line. There's a Big Wave World title to say you're the best of this elite crew. As we take a look at the rankings so far, remember we've had Grant Twiggy Baker win Puerto Escondido. He made the final here, and so he remains world number one, Ross.
Wow, there you go. And you mentioned it earlier, and it got me so excited. If we can have the grand finale, the biggest and best event at Nazare, say 60-foot faces, holy smokes, what a way to finish. Look at those names right there. You know, every single one of those guys will huck themselves over the ledge.
Biggest name popping out as a hot newcomer on the scene, Pedro Collado, proving himself with a third-place finish at Puerto. And you're thinking, okay, what more does he have in competition? A quick final here at Piahi Challenge in his first call-up with a win for Billy. Remember, he lost in the first round at Puerto. Now he's in a world title conversation with potential 2 more events to run this season.
Yeah, that was big. And keep in mind, coefficiency, this was a silver event, which is, you know, definitely a big deal. But if we have another event this year that reaches up to gold, a little more extra points on board there.
Really exciting to see what could unfold throughout the Northern Hemisphere. Obviously here on the beautiful island of Maui with 2 other potential venues to run. Our Commissioner Pete Mel will be scouting swells from here all the way through February in 2017 to run. So we have a lot of room to move. One we've seen run before, Todos Santos in Baja California in Mexico, and also at Nazare over in Portugal. So now we're seeing this great view here at Haiku Maui, taking you here on the Google Earth map of Jaws, just completed for the second time. One of the most beautiful playing fields in the entire world. The spectators kind of enjoy that natural amphitheater, and you go across the Pacific, about a 5-hour flight, cross the border, drive down south, and you get to this little island called Todos Santos, a place you surfed when you were just a teenager.
Yeah, I've surfed it many times, and it's a great wave. We had last year an event there. Josh Kerr took it out. I believe it was also a silver event. What I love about the potential of having another event there this winter is that wave can get huge. Remember Taylor Knox's wave where he won 66 grand or something for a Big Wave Award? It gets massive there, so a lot of potential.
That's right, a massive wave from Taylor back in the day. Now flying out from Baja California off that little lunar landscape of Todos Santos Island, you get to Europe, a place called Portugal. We just finished the Championship Tour event there where John Florence clinches world title. Well, just up the road from Super Tubos, about 40 minutes, you get to this classic fort and this just phenomenon of a situation with these big open ocean peaks colliding together. It's something that I've never seen before.
No, it's an ugly drunk uncle of Jaws. You know, that wave. It's just very similar. It's got a huge A-frame apex of a wave that it doesn't look real. It looks like a novelty wave, but somehow the guys managed to ride it.
You can see all the way till February 28th with the waiting period for 2 major events to decide a world champion with a lot of room to move, especially with your point of if we do receive gold coefficient. We're talking 45-foot plus on the face. That really opens up the door to guys kind of 5th on the rankings at the moment. Obviously a lot of talk for these guys earning their spots for a world title race, but it all begins with this idea of a qualifying series. Pete Mel had this dream of sort of modeling things after the championship tour and how guys get there through the qualifying series, which we'll get into at Haleiwa for the final couple stops, and sort of modeling that, creating the QS for the Big Wave Tour, picking events like Oregon and Punta de Galea to get guys opportunities to qualify.
I love it. You know, as you know, keep in mind this hasn't been around that long. The Big Wave Tour, you know, as far as a tour, it hasn't been around that long. So every year we're fine-tuning it a little more, and I really like this new addition, Joe, because this allows us to discover the youngsters that are out there that want to qualify for the World Tour. And it's not just about hand-picking guys; it's about proving yourself.
As we see how people can qualify through the QS, the top 8 Big Wave Tour surfers, adding 2 Performers of the Year, 6 regional event wildcards, 6 venue event wildcards, and 2 WSL wildcards. So always giving room for new talent and the legends of the sport to continue their dominance on the Big Wave World Tour. We're going to continue celebrating here with Billy Kemper and Paige Alms, but we're getting right into the Triple Crown starting tomorrow from Haleiwa, Sunset to the Pipe Masters, and then once again the Maui Pro for the top 17 on their season finale, Ross.
Hawaii is lit up right now, and Maui's definitely psyched right now with a couple of proud champions with Paige and Billy, and I can't wait. We're going back over for the Triple Crown for Haleiwa. The swell is supposed to be bombing over there. Little adjustment. We're going from hair-raising drops to performance at Haleiwa, but every single event you have here in Hawaii, it just gives me so much pride that it produces great champions.
Right a row from the men's side. Keanu Singh winning in France. John Florence winning a world title. Billy Kemper going back-to-back here at the Payahi Challenge in a big moment for women's surfing history. Paige Alms winning the first ever event here. We had a lot of injuries. Big hats off to Felicity Palmatier and Justine DuPont making a big final out here as well.
No doubt, and also a little shout out to Kiala Kenley and Emily Erickson, who suffered some knee injuries, but they charged this morning. Again, a groundbreaking event for the women today.
Looking forward to tomorrow, first day of the waiting period for Haleiwa. We got to get Ross Williams on a flight. We look forward to seeing you then. We'll see you on WorldSurfLeague.com. Have enjoyed the rest of your day, and to see you bright and early for the call. This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League. Welcome to the island of Maui as you are watching the Payahi Challenge, looking at the second edition in the early morning light, setting up beautiful conditions.
The cathedral is lit up again.
It's still really big out there. And right now it looks like round 1 will go.
This first heat features a 2-time Big Wave World Champion, Greg Long. Locks in a bomb at the right. Pulling up under the hood, and Greg Long looks to make an exit. It will land on the back of the 2-time Big Wave World Champ. Next wave now setting up for 2 riders, Josh Kerr in blue, deeper, Tyler Laron, the local boy. Tyler goes down, Kersey pulls in and makes it. And it's going to be Billy Kemper.
Wow. That was, I don't know, maybe the best wave of the event so far.
Deep on the next one, Grant Twiggy Baker pulls in, and he comes out with a highline approach.
Shaw on the balls, taking off right in the perfect spot, airdrop down the face of a lumpy, humpy wave. You see him getting around this section, and that is just pure escape.
Obviously a big day for surfing history, the first ever women's competition here at PI.
It is the one and only Keala Kennelly, and she is up and riding. History in the making, folks, as Keala Kennelly on a massive right-hander makes the drop. Right behind her, Emily Erickson, late drop. Slides down the face of that wave, and that was intense.
Local girl, Paige Arms. Now with a big ride underway, Felicity Palmentier getting back into the men's semifinals here at the Maui Challenge. Kemper up now. Grain line nice and deep. He's going to pull in a big section for Kemper. And it's going to take him down.
Nick Lamb on the buzzer, sending it over the ledge. We have got a battle. Paige Alms is your 2016 Women's Big Wave World Champion.
Now a big chip in for the local boy. Defending champ Billy Kemper pulls in, and he comes flying out. And that's the way a big wave champion celebrates. 2016 Piahi Challenge champion Billy Kemper